Okay, so the next set of questions are going to be centered around genetics and to what degree they actually play a role in thyroid. So let's start with that question. You know, when genetics are playing a role, how much of a role are they playing in this? How much of it is actually lifestyle when it comes to the thyroid?
Very interesting question, but it's a very short answer. Hypothyroidism or thyroid conditions are inherited from your mother or your father for the majority of cases. In other words, 98% of all cases of having a thyroid disorder are inherited. In fact, as soon as a baby is born, one of the first things they have to do is check for thyroid function. I mean, after getting it to breathe. And what they do is they used to do a thing called a heel-kick test. What's a heel-kick test? Heel-kick test is testing the speed of the reflexes. Or nowadays they do a heel prick test to do a blood test, right? Because the thyroid plays such an important part from conception and from birth, that if the baby's thyroid is low, they've got to immediately give it thyroid. Nothing else, not mother's milk or anything. They've got to get that thyroid into the baby. If they don't, the baby becomes the baby's brain is greatly affected. The brain, which we were just talking about a few minutes ago, the brain is greatly affected, right? I mean, I brought up in a little town where we had a couple of village idiots who used to walk up and down the street all day. Everyone tolerated them, but I now realize that it was because of their thyroid. So it is genetic. If the mother or father has a faulty gene, you will inherit it. The earlier you get it treated, the better. In fact, the very first thing that the body must form once the egg and sperm come together is the thyroid. This is the central railway station of all of your body functions, right? So it forms it first, right? Because the thyroid has to play such an important part. It's such a small little thing at the base of your neck here, but it plays such an important function in your entire body. As I said before, no thyroid, no heartbeat. That's pretty major. Faulty thyroid, you've got problems for the rest of your life. As I said, 80% of people now have a faulty thyroid.
Yeah. And what will be interesting is, you know, when people are thinking about the symptoms and, you know, maybe think, oh, okay, well, we don't have diagnosed hypothyroidism or thyroid issues in our family. But I think when looking through those symptoms on the symptom survey, you're probably going to see a bit of a theme of like, actually, grandma had that, actually, mum had that, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. And by the way, I just want to mention one other thing. Herbs, spices, diets, or anything else like that is not going to replace the missing hormones from being born with a faulty gene, which means that your part of your hormones are not functioning properly.
Yeah.
The only thing that will work is to get something that's targeted to stimulate the hormone production.